What happens when humanity's last hope collides with an unstoppable alien force in the most brutal confrontation ever imagined? Today, we're diving deep into Patrick Tilley's explosive fifth installment of the AMTRAK Wars series, Deathbringer, a novel that redefines what it means to fight for survival in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. If you've been following this incredible saga, you know we've witnessed humanity's desperate struggle against the Iron Masters, but nothing could have prepared us for what unfolds in this jaw-dropping continuation. Patrick Tilley's Deathbringer represents a pivotal moment in the AMTRAK Wars saga, arriving as the fifth book in a series that has consistently pushed the boundaries of science fiction storytelling. Published as part of Tilley's ambitious post-apocalyptic epic, this novel continues the complex narrative that began with humanity's discovery of the mysterious Iron Masters and their terrifying technology. The AMTRAK Wars universe presents a world transformed by nuclear devastation, where scattered human survivors must navigate a landscape dominated by powerful alien entities and their mechanical servants. Tilley has crafted a universe where traditional notions of good and evil blur into shades of grey, forcing characters and readers alike to question fundamental assumptions about survival, loyalty, and what it truly means to be human. Deathbringer specifically focuses on the escalating conflict between the tracker communities and the Iron Masters, while simultaneously exploring the internal struggles within various human factions. The novel serves as both a continuation of established storylines and a launching point for new revelations about the true nature of the post-war world. What sets this installment apart from its predecessors is Tilley's willingness to confront the darkest aspects of his created universe. Characters face impossible choices that test their moral foundations, while the overarching plot builds toward revelations that fundamentally alter our understanding of everything that came before. The author demonstrates remarkable skill in balancing multiple narrative threads while maintaining the relentless pace that has become a hallmark of the series. The story picks up in the aftermath of previous devastating encounters between human survivors and the mysterious Iron Masters. Our protagonists find themselves caught in an increasingly complex web of alliances and betrayals as different factions pursue their own agendas in the wasteland that was once North America. Steve Brickman continues his dangerous double life, operating as a deep cover agent within Iron Master territory while maintaining his connections to the tracker community. His position becomes increasingly precarious as suspicions mount on both sides, forcing him to make choices that could doom everyone he cares about. Meanwhile, the Iron Masters themselves are revealed to be facing internal conflicts that threaten their seemingly monolithic control over the devastated continent. Ancient rivalries resurface as different factions within their society pursue conflicting visions for humanity's future role in their grand design. The tracker communities, led by figures like Cadillac and Clearwater, must navigate not only external threats, but also growing divisions within their own ranks. Traditional ways of life clash with the harsh realities of survival in a world where the old rules no longer apply. As tensions escalate, a new threat emerges that dwarfs all previous challenges. The titular Deathbringer represents a force so destructive that it threatens to annihilate all remaining traces of human civilization, forcing former enemies to consider the unthinkable prospect of cooperation. The novel builds toward a climactic confrontation that will determine whether humanity has any future at all in this transformed world. Characters must confront their deepest fears and make ultimate sacrifices as the fate of their species hangs in the balance. The opening sequences establish the deteriorating situation across multiple fronts, with Steve Brickman discovering disturbing intelligence about Iron Master plans for the remaining human populations. His infiltration missions reveal technological developments that suggest the aliens are preparing for a final solution to what they perceive as the human problem. Simultaneously, we witness growing unrest within tracker communities as younger generations begin questioning the wisdom of their elders' traditional approaches to survival. This generational divide creates vulnerabilities that their enemies are quick to exploit, leading to internal conflicts that weaken human resistance efforts. The emergence of the Deathbringer entity marks a crucial turning point in the narrative. This mysterious force appears to operate independently of both human and Iron Master interests, pursuing an agenda that threatens total planetary annihilation. Its arrival forces all parties to reevaluate their priorities and consider previously unthinkable alliances. A series of devastating battles across the wasteland demonstrates the futility of conventional warfare against this new threat. Traditional military tactics prove useless against an enemy that seems to anticipate every move and counter every strategy with ruthless efficiency. The revelation of ancient secrets buried in pre-war installations provides crucial intelligence about the true nature of the Deathbringer and its connection to events that preceded the nuclear apocalypse. These discoveries suggest that humanity's current struggles are part of a much larger cosmic conflict that has been raging for millennia. As various factions attempt to forge temporary alliances, deep-seated mistrust and conflicting agendas repeatedly undermine cooperation efforts. Characters who have spent years as enemies must learn to work together while still pursuing their own survival objectives. The climactic sequences force every major character to confront their deepest beliefs about duty, sacrifice, and the meaning of survival. Personal relationships are tested to the breaking point, as individuals must choose between their own desires and the greater good. The final confrontation with the Deathbringer reveals truths about the nature of existence itself that fundamentally alter our understanding of the AMTRAK Wars universe and set the stage for even greater challenges ahead. The first major lesson Deathbringer teaches involves the dangers of rigid thinking in crisis situations. Throughout the novel, characters who cling to traditional approaches and refuse to adapt find themselves overwhelmed by rapidly changing circumstances, while those who demonstrate flexibility and openness to new ideas are more likely to survive and thrive. Leadership dynamics receive extensive exploration, particularly the challenge of maintaining authority and inspiring confidence when facing seemingly impossible odds. The novel demonstrates how true leadership often requires making unpopular decisions that serve long-term survival interests, rather than providing immediate comfort or reassurance. The concept of necessary sacrifice permeates the narrative, forcing characters and readers to grapple with ethical dilemmas about who should be saved when resources are limited and choices must be made. These situations reveal fundamental truths about human nature and our capacity for both selflessness and selfishness under extreme pressure. Trust emerges as both humanity's greatest strength and most dangerous vulnerability. Characters must learn to balance healthy skepticism with the need for cooperation, recognizing that isolation guarantees failure, while blind trust can lead to betrayal and destruction. The novel explores how survival often requires abandoning cherished beliefs and comfortable assumptions about the way the world should work. Characters who successfully adapt do so by embracing uncomfortable truths rather than clinging to pleasant illusions about their circumstances. Communication breakdowns serve as a recurring theme, demonstrating how misunderstandings and failed information sharing can escalate minor conflicts into devastating wars. The story shows how effective communication requires not just speaking clearly, but also listening actively and seeking to understand opposing perspectives. The importance of technological adaptation becomes evident as characters struggle to master alien technologies while maintaining their essential humanity. The novel suggests that survival depends not on rejecting change, but on selectively incorporating beneficial innovations while preserving core values. Resource management emerges as a critical survival skill, with characters learning hard lessons about conservation, prioritization, and the long-term consequences of short-term decision-making. The story demonstrates how seemingly minor choices can have cascading effects that determine ultimate success or failure. Strategic thinking versus tactical thinking receives significant attention, showing how focusing too narrowly on immediate challenges can blind leaders to larger patterns and long-term threats that may prove far more dangerous. Finally, the novel explores themes of redemption and second chances, suggesting that even characters who have made terrible mistakes can find opportunities to contribute positively to collective survival efforts if they demonstrate genuine commitment to change. Deathbringer stands as a testament to Patrick Tilley's mastery of complex narrative construction and his willingness to push both his characters and readers into uncomfortable territory where easy answers simply don't exist. This fifth installment successfully raises the stakes beyond anything previously imagined, while maintaining the psychological depth and moral complexity that has made the AMTRAK Wars series so compelling. The novel's greatest strength lies in its refusal to provide simple solutions to complex problems. Instead, Tilley presents a world where survival requires constant adaptation, difficult compromises, and the courage to abandon comfortable assumptions when they prove inadequate to new realities. For readers who have followed the series from its beginning, Deathbringer offers both satisfying payoffs for long-term investment and shocking revelations that recontextualize everything that came before. New readers might find themselves overwhelmed by the complexity of the established universe, but those willing to engage with Tilley's ambitious vision will discover a richly rewarding experience. The book succeeds brilliantly as both entertainment and philosophical exploration, using the framework of post-apocalyptic adventure to examine fundamental questions about human nature, survival, and the price of civilization. Its impact extends far beyond the boundaries of science fiction, offering insights relevant to anyone grappling with change, uncertainty, and the challenge of maintaining hope in difficult circumstances. Deathbringer ultimately reminds us that the greatest victories often come not from defeating our enemies, but from discovering the strength to become better versions of ourselves, when everything we thought we knew proves insufficient to the challenges we face.